friends, and welcome back. I have been having a lot of fun diving into the fall stuff from the Dollar Tree this year. I think that it's probably one of the best years that they have ever had, and if you missed it, I recently shared a video with not only my best picks from the Dollar Tree for fall this year, but as well as some of my best shopping tips and secrets you need to know to get the best stuff. But today we are talking about some amazing home decor hacks that you can do. These are really great, really beautiful, super high-end looking, but only using stuff that costs $1 from the Dollar Tree. Let's do this. Alright, we're going to start by talking about some of the pumpkins you can get at the Dollar Tree. Now, there are a handful of pumpkins you can get, from the bright orange foam ones to the more decorative velvet ones. This year's velvet ones definitely come in the best array of colors and style, but let's talk about a few hacks that you can do with these pumpkins. First up, you can very easily make these pumpkins literally any color or pattern you want to match your own personal style. So for both the foam and the velvet pumpkins, the stems pop off really easily, and then you can just wrap them in different fabric. I'm using a Dollar Tree scarf for this first one, just pushing the excess fabric into the hole and then popping the stem back on. Now, if you want to make a larger pumpkin, use the foam ones, because these ones are bigger than the decorative ones. And the centers are hollow, so it's really easy to just cut a little hole in the top. My foam pumpkin is white because it's a DIY from last year. I tried to repurpose my DIYs year after year so that I'm not being wasteful. And then again, I'm just using a Dollar Tree scarf, but you could use anything, again, to match your own style or whatever colors you want. You could use a t-shirt, a sweater sock, tissue paper, all sorts of different options to make it match the style that you want. And then again, just pop a stem back on and you have given this pumpkin a whole new look. Another hack I love for these pumpkins that I shared before is to color the stems in with a gold metallic Sharpie. By changing the stem from a drab brown plastic to a nice gold metallic, it instantly elevates the look and makes them look way more expensive and high-end. And of course, don't forget that you can always paint the foam pumpkins. I used chalk paint in this DIY in a recent video to give the pumpkin a more neutral look. And another hack for swapping out stems is to use the little tree branch cuttings that you can get in the floral section. These make the perfect rustic stem for these pumpkins. And then another variation of the painted pumpkins from the Dollar Tree is to add like letter stickers and then spell something out. So this example you see here is obviously from a Halloween DIY that I did a few years back, but you could also make this a more general autumn pumpkin decor by writing fall or gather or something like that. Lots of times when I share Dollar Tree DIY videos with you guys, I will get questions about where I get my additional craft supplies, like if I'm using chalk paint or whatever. And typically I get most of my stuff at Walmart. I find it's the most convenient. I can usually get really good prices. There's a Walmart that's very close to me, and they have 2-day shipping on most stuff if I want something shipped to my house. If I need something very specifically crafty, I may go to Michael's Craft, but in general, Walmart is where I shop. And the other thing I love about shopping at Walmart for all my craft supplies is then when I get my receipt from shopping, I can scan it into my Fetch Rewards app and get reward points. You guys have heard me talk about Fetch Rewards like a ton in the past because I've been using it for a couple of years now, and they were cool enough to sponsor another video. So I want to quickly tell you about Fetch Rewards in case you don't know what it is, because you're going to want to know what it is. And I also have a promo code for you guys to get you some free points if you don't already have it. So Fetch Rewards is a super easy to use app where you earn free rewards on literally anything you buy. All you have to do is scan any receipt or e-receipt and you will earn points. And then you redeem those points for hundreds of rewards, like things like Amazon or Visa gift cards. And yes, it even works on Amazon and online purchases. So when I'm done stocking up on craft stuff, I scan my receipt, and then once I have enough rewards, I usually just trade them in for a Walmart gift card to get more craft stuff. It's basically like I spend my money and then I just get some of my money back to then spend that money again on more crafts. It's like the wheel of life, the circle of life of crafting supplies. Does that make sense? Anyways, Fetch is a totally free app to not just download, but also to use. It's not like hidden fees that they throw in there at the end. So I will have a link in the description box down below if you don't already have it, where you can download it, as well as my promo code, which is this. This promo code will give you your first 3,000 points for free when you scan your first receipt. So when you sign up, it'll ask you for a promo code, type this in, and then when you scan your first receipt, you will get an additional 3,000 points. All right, let's keep on crafting and hacking. Okay, I want to share a really simple framed art idea. For this, you're just going to need a Dollar Tree canvas, and I am just removing the canvas from it to reveal the wooden base. Then using PicMonkey.com, I'm creating a little fall sign. I usually will browse Pinterest and get some inspiration first and then create something that I like from that inspiration. So I create something that I just printed out on basic computer paper, and I am taping it to the back of the frame. You can then use a little bit of glue to secure it into place, and then that's it. You could definitely paint or stain the wood frame, but I honestly think the unfinished wood looks really pretty and rustic. Another idea is Dollar Tree has tons of different little wooden signs and frames in the crafting corner section, and I actually had this one, which was a chalkboard frame that I had used for a little segment I did on the Dr. Oz show last fall about Thanksgiving decor. But I love, like I said, being able to repurpose my Dollar Tree crafts when I have the chance to. So I'm just going to use the back side of this, and once again, I just printed out a little sign on a white computer paper. I cut it down to about the size of the frame, and then using an X-Acto blade, I cut off any excess paper. Moving right along while we're on the topic of things printed from our computer, I printed out these little fall candle labels. I also made these on PicMonkey.com, and I'm just going to add them to basic white pillar candles from the Dollar Tree. Here's my little trick for doing this. You're gonna heat the candle slightly with a blow dryer, and then you can press the paper directly onto the candle, and it's gonna stick, because when you heat the wax of the candle, it obviously melts a little bit and becomes tacky. So you do need to move very quickly because the wax cools and hardens quite fast. But hold the hairdryer really close and heat it until you see the wax starting to turn liquid. Then immediately press the paper down, pressing firmly for about 10 seconds to get it to stick. I think these came out so cute. It's just this little thing, but it gives these $1 candles such a more high-end and seasonal look. Moving right along, we are going to take two items from the Dollar Tree, these little fairy lights on wire, and then they also have these like little woven wood balls. I use 3 packs of 3, and then I'm just going to feed the fairy lights through the balls. You want to position each ball to be over one of the lights, and if you're going to be hanging these, I do suggest you use a little dab of hot glue to secure the ball like over the light so they don't fly around. But that's it. I think that these look so awesome. As a hanging light option, you could use them on a mantle, but for all sorts of fall decorating, from mantles to shelves to using on your tiered trays, and it only cost $4. Now, speaking of tiered trays, I'm going to share an awesome hack for making the best Dollar Tree tiered tray. You're going to need a set of burner covers from the Dollar Tree, as well as a glass candlestick, wooden dowels, and a shower curtain ring. These are all from the Dollar Tree. So start by putting the biggest burner cover down, and you're gonna glue the candlestick to the middle. I used a ruler to find the center of my burner cover, and I tried a few different kinds of glues to see which was the best, and I found the E6000 was hands down the best option and the most efficient for this. So that's what I use. Then you're going to glue the little burner cover to the top of this. To create the handle, I'm just combining 3 small wooden dowels because I couldn't find a thicker one at my Dollar Tree, although the Dollar Tree does sometimes have them. If you can find the thicker one, that works great. And then I'm going to put a shower curtain ring on the very top. Again, I'm using E6000 for all of this. My little trick is to also use a dab of hot glue with your E6000. E6000 works really, really great, but it does take some time to dry, and the hot glue will dry almost instantly. So it's gonna help hold everything together while the E6000 sets into place. Then I'm spray painting this entire thing in black, and bam, I am done. I love, love, love how this came out. It is honestly the perfect tier tray. It's the perfect size, it's the perfect shape, and it only cost me a couple of bucks. Now, when I was making my tier tray, my mom was visiting me, and she also wanted to make one for herself because, you know, she wants to be cool like me, obviously. And she did a variation of mine, and I wanted to share the option with you. So she opted for Dollar Tree glass plate and a Dollar Tree glass bowl on the top. She decided to make hers in a copper. She spray painted it in copper, then dry brushed it with some brown to sort of mute down the copper. And that's how hers came out. Let me know in the comments down below which tray is more your style. Do you like my more sort of plain black style or her more slightly rustic copper style? All right, let's talk about some hacks for using Halloween stuff as fall decor. First up, I had this Halloween sign I found. And all I've done is pull off the paper fronting. This will make painting it a lot easier since it's a smooth surface once you pull off the like paper decorative part. And then I'm painting it in white chalk paint, and once that is dry, I'm using Dollar Tree contact paper, the wooden one. You get this in the kitchen section. It's sold like in the shelf liners, like as a shelf liner, but it's basically just wooden contact paper. And I'm covering the pumpkin shape to give a wooden look, cut off the excess around it with an X-Acto blade. Then I'm going to use my Cricut to add some words to the bottom. If you don't have a Cricut, you could totally just use some of the letter stickers from the Dollar Tree craft section, or Dollar Tree sometimes even has seasonal rub-ons that you could use as well. But I love that this instantly turned something that was Halloween into a really cute neutral fall decor. Another example that I shared in a previous video was I took these little Halloween pumpkins and I just used the form from them. So I took the orange garland off, I wrapped it in Dollar Tree white wine. See where my mind is. White yarn. We wrapped it in white yarn. Some twine on the top, and then finished it with a Dollar Tree ribbon bow. The point is, just make sure you don't skip over the Halloween stuff, even if you're decorating for fall. Another example of upcycling is that the Dollar Tree always has seasonal signs. Some are really cute, but they maybe aren't your exact style, or they don't quite match your home decor. So one thing I do is just flip them over. You can use the shape and the form, but then when you flip it over to the back, you have this nice blank canvas to DIY with. So with this one, I painted it with white chalk paint, and then I covered the bottom bit in that wooden contact paper again. And again, I used my Cricut to add some wording, and voila, it is a complete transformation. All right, my next hack is to make your own giant farmhouse style sign at a fraction of the price. I'm bringing this one back from last year. To start, you're going to need the wooden words from the Dollar Tree. They bring these out for all different seasons. If they have metal ones, that would work fine too. And you're going to paint it black. You can use the black chalkboard paint you can get right at the Dollar Tree. Then you're going to put it in the center of a Dollar Tree poster board and cut the backdrop for the sign, as well as 4 pieces that are going to become your frame. And I do suggest using a metal ruler to make sure you're getting a nice straight line. But don't worry if the edges aren't cut totally perfect, because you are going to be covering all of the edges. So once I have my frame pieces cut, I'm covering these with that wood contact paper from the Dollar Tree to create a faux wooden frame. Then I'm just going to arrange it together on the poster board with my wooden word in the middle, hot glue that on, and then putting the frame around the outside, hot gluing that into place, and you're done. It's a completed farmhouse sign that would look so great hanging in a kitchen or dining room, and it cost $4 in supplies. All right, the next hack is using 4 of the wooden crates from the Dollar Tree to create a centerpiece. I'm just starting by painting these in a white chalk paint and then hot gluing them together. Then I'm just going to take the little wooden letters you can get from the Dollar Tree craft section. I painted them black to say gather. I'm hot gluing those into place across the front. And then I used some Dollar Tree floral foam and the Dollar Tree floral picks to fill up the center. And I think this is just a super cute fall centerpiece idea. Another similar idea is using a wooden plaque from the Dollar Tree. They always have like wooden signs with all different sayings or for different seasons. So just grab any one they have, because you're going to paint it white along with one of the Dollar Tree crates. I'm gonna paint that white as well. And then I got this little hello sign from the craft section. I'm gonna paint that black, and I'm just assembling it all together with some hot glue. And then I'm going to glue some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree onto the back to act as my way to hang it. And again, I'm gonna put some floral foam in there and then fill that all in with some Dollar Tree fall floral picks for a very cute little hanging fall foliage welcome sign. All right, last but not least, because I'm running out of breath at this point, to be honest, I feel like I'm running a marathon. Obviously, I should probably exercise more. We are going to make this cute little candle lantern that I'm actually bringing back from a very old DIY that I did years ago, but I think it is so cute and cozy for fall. What you're going to need is 4 Dollar Tree frames. You can do the larger ones or the smaller ones depending on the frame size that you get. And you're just going to remove the backing and the glass from them and then use some E6000 and a little hot glue. Again, you want the hot glue to secure it while the E6000 is drying. You're just gonna glue them together into a square, let it dry overnight, and then if you wanted a different color, now is the time to take it outside and spray paint it before you replace the glass. And then that's it. I think these are super cute for candles, on a mantle, underneath a mantle, like on the fireplace if you did the larger ones, or just sitting out on a coffee table. All right, my friends, that does it. That was some of my favorite fall home decor hacks for you guys, as well as some little DIYs. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that some gave you some inspiration for some fun things to do in your house for fall with things that cost you $1. Don't forget that you can use my promo code to get your first 3,000 points for free on Fetch Rewards. And I guess that does it for this video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you all in the next video.